Lodging Tax Advisory Committee. This video is going to be available on YouTube, Facebook, and Channel 10 after the presentation. We'll go ahead and take roll call. We'll go ahead and go around the room. Just say your name and who you're representing.
Marcia Fakima, Oak Harbor Chamber.
Margaret Livermore, Oak Harbor Music Festival.
Alana Jenkins, Whidbey Playhouse.
Joanna Hennessy, Coachman Inn.
Wonderful. We have two people that were not able to make it to this meeting. My name is Brian Stuckey. I'm the chair of the LTAC committee. LTAC is a unique committee in that it consists of 3 collectors and 3 receivers. So 3 people from the hotel side who receive the lodging tax money, and 3 people from the receivers who that money is given to. So it's very unique in that regard. First, we have the approval of the agenda. From the board members up here, any changes to the agenda or a motion to approve the agenda? Do we have a second?
I second that.
First, second. All in favor, say aye, raise your hand. Wonderful. Passes unanimously. Next, we have the approval of the minutes for February 4th. We're thinking back quite a ways, but those were emailed out ahead of time. Everyone okay with those minutes? And if so, if we could get a motion and a second.
I move to approve the minutes as written.
I second.
All right, we have an approval and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. As this is a public meeting, we're allowed to take public comment at this time. This is for items not listed on the agenda. If you'd like, you have 3 minutes to provide public comment. Everyone, I think, is here for the same reason, for their presentations. But if there's anyone who'd like to say anything else, going once, going twice. All right. We're going to go ahead and turn this over to Wendy for a quick overview of the lodging tax.
Well, good morning, everyone. Hope you can hear me. Oh, this is not the right one. Mine's at the very bottom. There we go. So I'm Wendy Horn. I'm the grants administrator for the city. I'm also, I help out with the LTAC as a liaison. The lodging tax, for any of you that don't know, is obviously a sales tax that is collected by hotel, motels, Airbnbs. It is specifically to be used for tourism marketing, marketing of operations of special events and festivals designed to bring people to Oak Harbor from more than 50 miles away. It is also can be used for operations and capital expenditures of city-owned tourism-related facilities, including repaying debt. It can also be used for operation of nonprofit tourism-related facilities and LTAC support. So the sales tax was implemented by Washington State under RCW 6728-1817. LTAC and how you can spend it. Oak Harbor Municipal Code was adopted several years ago, and it outlines our committee, which Councilmember Stuckey already mentioned. We have 3 people that represent the hotels and motels, and we have 3 people that represent the organizations that can get the funding. And then there's always, the chair is always an elected official. So the process for LTAC, for those of you who don't know, the City Council authorizes the annual amount to be allocated on a yearly basis. After that, the application period is open for applicants. Once that closes, LTAC reviews the applications, hears presentations, which is what we're doing today, and then scores and will later deliberate. LTAC has the ability to change amounts and time spans for any of the grants any of the applications. And then they will take it and recommend it to the City Council. The City Council then can accept the recommendations, or they can make changes and send it back to LTAC for further comments. And then once that period happens, it goes back to City Council, and the City Council can make their final decision. Just a note, City Council may not, excuse me, award funds to recipients that are not recommended by LTAC. And this is our general timeline for this year. Today is October 9th. We're doing presentations, and then we will do the recommendations after our next meeting, which we haven't yet scheduled. And that is all I have.
Any questions from any of the committee members? No? Okay, thank you, Wendy. Just a couple of quick notes to add on to that. I sat through when the county was approving the grants, and I'm paraphrasing a little bit here, but as a reminder to those grading, and maybe a hint for those presenting, the primary goal is to bring people from 50 miles away using these funds. And obviously, with a lot of those, local people benefit too, but that's the primary goal. Not to add something more for locals to do, but to try to attract people from far away to come here. So let's just keep that in mind as we're grading. We also have $804,000 of grant requests and $408,000 of money available. So if for some reason a grant is not approved or it is a reduced amount, we got about half of what the asks are, which is great. It means this is gaining traction. I think this is the largest amount of grant requests that I've seen. So with that, we're going to go ahead and start the presentations in alphabetical order. You're going to have 5 minutes. I do want to ask my fellow committee members, though, there are a couple that have 2 grant applications. Are we okay with giving those people 10 minutes because it's 2 separate applications? Are we okay with that? All right. And I believe we have the timer up there. I'm going to let you know once that hits, or if you could let me know because I can't see the timer. You can wave or something like that. So we're going to start with Oak Harbor Marina. Take it away.
Good morning, LTAC Committee. My name is Elise Henry. I'm the Harbor Master at the Oak Harbor Marina, and I'm here for our funding application. Next slide, please, Tim. Oh, I have control, never mind. Oak Harbor Marina is applying for debt service repayment on our bond for our dredging project. So in case you don't know what a dredge is, that is removing the silt from the marina so that it is usable at all tides. The image that you can see shows the bathymetry, or the contours inside the marina basin. This survey was done in 2023. We have had additional silting since this was put in place. I can tell you, for example, our outer breakwater dock on the north end has had an additional 3.5 feet of silting. If that tells you why this is so vital of a project for you, we are not able to use the marina at all tides if we don't do this dredging. It is required every 10 to 15 years, and the City Council has voted to dredge the entire thing at this time. So our marina tourists and tenants, we are the largest marina in Island County. Actually, a quarter of our tenants come from outside of Island County, so most of them greater than 50 miles away. We see over 1,000 visitors annually, and that is not just our guest moorage individuals, that's also the people visiting for different sailing regattas and events that are hosted at the marina. During the 2024-2025 shoulder season, we saw 84 individual reservations that came in, and they stayed on average 10 nights. Now, this included some of our commercial crabbers, which those guys do not stay on board. Most of those boats do not have a bed, much less a working toilet. So they are definitely a heads in bed situation. Our holiday weekends, for example, the 4th of July weekend this year, we saw over 117 individual reservations, staying an average of 6 nights, and the small boats were the majority. Therefore, again, they're not staying on board, they're staying in town. We do see visitors from around the world. Typically, Canadians are our more international-based customer. There we go. So when we, oh, I think I skipped one. I apologize. Nope, okay, good. So for our tourism and marketing, we do have an active social media that sees engagement from around the United States. DACWA is our marina management program. If you go onto DACWA and look at the Puget Sound, we are listed in the top 3 choices to make a reservation. The reciprocal moorage that we partner with the Yacht Club has the ability for 70 different yacht clubs to come in, and they can come from around the world. Our low fuel prices will attract boaters from anywhere south as Olympia, north up into Canada. And youth sailing regatta that I mentioned, we actually had over 200 visitors come in, and 100 of them were from more than 50 miles away. And we estimate about 200 marina visitors stay in paid lodging. That is something we're looking into tracking a little better. So the dredging will increase the tourism. We can host more multi-day events. It'll extend our marketing out beyond that 50-mile reach in social media. We currently share things to do in both the reservation email confirmation and at the marina, and we are going to start sharing places to stay. That's not something we had thought of in the past, because typically they stay with us, but now we're realizing that we're seeing more people that aren't staying on their boats. So with the dredge, we're going to have a small reconfiguration, which means we could rent those slips year-round and in all tidal conditions, and it would bring more economic activity into Oak Harbor. Currently, the marina is responsible for about $5 million annually into the Oak Harbor community. So you can see our dredging fund request. We're asking for $55,000 per year for the next 20 years. As I mentioned, this is for our bond repayment of the debt. So the dredge itself, if we do the full marina, is $13.2 million, will last approximately 10 to 13 years, and the annual debt service on that is $1 million. The breakwater repair and renovation that we need, we're looking at about $5.6 million. That will give us an additional 15 to 20 years on that. Debt service is $390,000 per year. We have marina reserves that we're using to pay for this. We have the local B&O tax and the tax reserve. We're asking for some lodging tax, and then our total budget at that $1.390 million, and that is my time. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And as a reminder, no decisions are being made today, so if you make your presentation, you want to stay to hear everybody else, that's great. But if you also have things to do, that's okay too. So thank you so
Thank
much.
you, guys.
Thank you. Next, we have City of Oak Harbor Whidbey Island Marathon.
Good morning. My name is Chris. I'm with the city. This is a presentation for the Whidbey Island Marathon. Thank you for having us out here today. The Whidbey Island Marathon is a long-standing, popular island-wide event that brings people from all over the country and the world to our beautiful island every year. Last year was the 15th year the city has hosted the event. The event touches a lot of the island. The full marathon crosses Deception Pass Bridge and winds to the north, ending in Windjammer Park. The half marathon kicks off in Windjammer Park and winds down south through the scenic heights, down to Penn Cove and back. Oh, sorry, I forgot about that. Thanks. The half marathon kicks off in Windjammer Park and winds down south through the scenic heights, down to Penn Cove and back. That's not the button. There we go. There's activities for all ages and abilities with 10, 5, and 1K fun run, and all start and end at Windjammer Park. Packet pickup is Saturday afternoon, and the runs take place on Sunday at various times. Runners and their families can enjoy music, food trucks, and other vendors at the finish line all day long. Runners receive a t-shirt, a new logo every year. Finisher medals for all the events. Customized bibs are free, and customized bibs and free downloadable participant photos and certificates. It takes a small army to pull off the marathon. Each year, over 250 people and organizations volunteer their time to set up and man water stations and help with other logistics at Windjammer Park. This past April, 1,500 people participated in one of the runs, which was down slightly from the year before. But 818 of those runners came from more than 50 miles away, which is 72 more than in 2024. 34 states were representative, 2 more than last year, and 2 countries were representative versus 7 last year. 464 of the participants stayed between 1 and 3 nights in paid accommodations, with another 203 staying with friends and family. Based on the report from the marathon, 252 people stayed 1 night, 185 people stayed 2 nights, and 27 people stayed 3 nights. That's a total of 703 overnights, and the average total hotel rate is $225. The city got about $150,000 in direct revenue, and if you figure just the runners spent another $200 a day, that would equate to approximately $165,000 in indirect sales and sales taxes. This likely is higher given most runners bring at least one supporter. In 2026, we are estimating the total budget to be $125,000. The entry fees and sponsorships don't cover the costs to cover the event 100%. The city is requesting $25,000 from the city LTAC funds. Thank you.
All right, thank you. That brings us to City of Oak Harbor Windjammer Park event enhancements.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm Mikhail Finkel, the Executive Services Coordinator for the city, and I'm here happy to present the city's 2026 LTAC funding request for event enhancements in Windjammer Park to promote tourism and special events. On average, the city permits between 30 and 40 special event applications annually, with most of these larger events being held in downtown or in Windjammer Park. All but a handful of these events are hosted by outside organizations, so they're not put on by the city. Recently, to address public safety concerns, we determined that we were not able to permit simultaneous road closures of Southeast Pioneer Way and Bayshore Drive. They just can't be closed at the same time for multiple events. The redesign in Windjammer Park in 2019 was tailored to accommodate special events with a focus on community engagement and is now recommended to organizers as the premier waterfront location for holding special events. With the increase in utilization to the park, city staff along with event organizers have identified enhancements related to the provisions of Wi-Fi, water, and electricity, which will better support events held in Windjammer Park. This past year, we partnered with the Oak Harbor Chamber of Commerce and Whidbey Tech Solutions to deploy temporary Wi-Fi in Windjammer Park for the Independence Day event. The main purpose, or the main goal, was for the food vendors and retail vendors to support their point-of-sale transactions. As you can see, we had 49 users access over 100 different applications during a 3-day event, the top 3 uses being the sales transactions, general web browsing, and Facebook. Survey responses from the Chamber's vendors regarding the Wi-Fi were positive, and it was noted that they were able to focus on serving their customers, selling their goods, rather than delays caused by poor cellular reception. A number of the food vendors also reported selling out of their goods daily. The city has the infrastructure in place to support the installation of permanent access points, as well as the ability to manage the network's connectivity, meaning that we would be able to turn it on, turn it off, limit access if desired, if it was just for vendors and not all attendees of the event. And then we can also establish fees to be charged for the use of the Wi-Fi. The estimated cost for equipment and labor is $8,000. The city would also like to expand access to water and electrical utilities available within the park to support food vending. Island County Public Health requires our event organizers to provide a source of potable water on site for vendors and attendees. Water meters for temporary hydrant access in Windjammer Park are currently limited to the perimeter of the park. You can see on the map the outer water docks. They're located at the Clean Water Facility and at the road right-of-way. The addition of a centralized water station ensures access to clean water and cooking, cleaning, and hand washing, helping to meet health and safety standards. The estimated cost to install the water station, including parts and labor, is approximately $7,500, depending on the proximity to existing potable water main. Electrical enhancements being considered include the purchase of a heavy-duty receptacle for multi-vendor use to reduce generator noise, as well as the addition of an independent receptacle, as the current light pole outlets are all connected and they are controlled. They all have to be on or all have to be off. Having an independent outlet would allow us to monitor and restrict access. This will help to address vending during the spring and summer months especially in the public plaza area, which is just outside the Clean Water Facility and near Shipwreck Shores. The estimated costs are approximately $5,000. The water expenses are currently invoiced to event organizers, so we collect fees for the temporary hydrant meter and the water they use. We would be looking to establish the same thing for the use of electricity. Here's a breakdown of the budget. This is a single-year funding request to support the operation of a operation of a tourism-related city-owned facility. So it's a bit different in that we are not putting on an event. This is to support all events held in the park. Future replacement and maintenance expenses would be incorporated into our annual operating budgets for the departments or divisions who offer those services. And our goal is to create a special event space that encourages organizations to put on multi-day events which do attract visitors and increase the tourism for our community.
Thank you so much. Next, we have Good Garden Films working on Whidbey episodes.
Okay, Wendy's going to get that load up. Hi, how's everybody doing? I'm Nick. My producer is not here, and he did not send a presentation, so I quickly emailed something over. I know my time.
Have you ever wondered?
There you go. That you can play that for sure.
Have you ever wondered how the drive-in gets movies on the big screen? What goes into getting your favorite seafood dish to the table? Or what it takes to run the most mysterious inn in the Pacific Northwest? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I'm on a mission to answer those questions and more, taking you behind the scenes to learn what it takes to run the businesses that make Whidbey Island so special. I'm Nick Ritchie, and this is Working on Whidbey.
Hey, Nick, get back to work.
See you soon.
Okay, so what you just saw was a show called Working on Whidbey that currently is shown every night at the Blue Fox Theater. Right now on Instagram alone, we have about 150,000 views and growing. We grew about 5% this year. We got about $18,000 from this committee last year. We used every single penny. So what we've done is we've adjusted the way that we're creating content. So we started with long form. We're doing 90 seconds. That way we can hit more businesses. But how does that really affect tourism? So I don't know if you guys know, but the World Cup is on its way in 26. So we've already been in contact with Go Whidbey Camino. We're working with them for an episode. It's called basically doing Whidbey in one day. So the idea is to bring the 1 million+ visitors that are going to be in Seattle. There's 1 million people that are going to be there. This will be in July, I believe, early June into July. And that's to bring them here to the island so that they can stay on the island. So we've kind of adjusted the way that we're doing things, and the reason we've done that is so that we can cover more businesses and we can spread out whatever money the LTAC committee is willing to give us throughout the community. So just to give you an idea what the money would be used for, we're going to be promoting further out for the World Cup. So that would include ads and things like that on Instagram, which we have a team that does that. The economic growth, so the growth on Instagram alone has been 5.5%. YouTube has gone up. The show is gaining traction. The problem that we have is with anything on the computer, there has to be consistency. And the consistency in our business or what we do requires money. Unfortunately, it's not just me with a camera on my phone. And so those productions cost money. I know that I told everyone the goal kind of was to unite the South End with the North End, and we're in process now with shooting on the south end, and we've actually just wrapped on the Washington State Ferry, has allowed us to shoot some episodes there. So everyone is very, very welcoming. So anything that the community is willing to give us, we're willing to take and use to the best of our ability to draw people onto Whidbey Island. There's a lot of things and a lot of presenters here whose causes are very worthy of the LTAC funding. So just please keep us in mind. We're doing the best that we can. We're trying to do things differently, and we're trying to attract a different crowd. Our biggest user base is on Whidbey, and that was by design last year, but I've started to branch out. We're starting to reach areas like San Diego. I'm prior military, so I tend to target other military towns, and that's by design, right? Because I know they're going to end up on Whidbey Island, and I want them to know what they're getting into when they get their orders and they get here. They're already familiar with faces. They're already familiar with our community leaders. They're already familiar with our businesses, and they feel like they're part of the community already. But our main focus, I'm going to use all my time, our main focus this year, our main focus is going to be the World Cup. That World Cup is a big old fish pond, and we're casting a big old net. So the idea is to involve all the kids from the soccer teams, get all the jerseys. That's kind of the way that we're going with that. And then I'll be pushing out the ads accordingly so that we're gathering those tourists who are coming to Seattle and saying, hey, you don't need to stay in Seattle. You can stay on Whidbey, you can jump on the ferry, and you can get down to the stadium. I got 8 seconds. I wanted to say thank you to all the leaders here. Thank you to everyone for what you guys do, and God bless.
All right. Thank you. Next, we have the Greater Oak Harbor Chamber of Commerce. They have 2 grant applications, one for operations and one for Discover Oak Harbor multi-platform marketing and events. Are they 2 separate presentations, or do you kind of mash them?
I prepared for 5 minutes and one all together. How about that? Make it easy on everybody.
Okay, if you go a minute or 2 over, like I said, you have 2 applications.
You're not gonna,
so.
okay, great, fantastic. You're very generous. Thank you very much.
All right.
Ready? Okay. Good morning, and thank you all for giving us this opportunity to present on behalf of the Greater Oak Harbor Chamber of Commerce. My name is Celine Muldowney Stratton, and I am the Chamber Board President. Our presentation today will explain how we will be using the funds for both the 3-year and 1-year LTAC grants. And our mission statement says it all. All right, what are the LTAC funds used for? The Chamber is asking to use the 3-year grant funds to cover the cost of approximately 50% of the costs associated with running the Visitor Center. For those who don't know, we have a Chamber of Commerce and we have a Visitor Center included. They are 2 separate funding. These operating costs will cover a portion of the salaries associated with the staff who work in the dual roles as both Chamber and Visitor Center staff members. The 1-year grant request will be applied to approximately 50% of the marketing expenses for the Chamber itself. Let's go. All right, Visitor Information Center. Now, these numbers are based on the first 2/3 of 2025, so full data from last year was not available, but in 2025, the Visitor Center welcomed 288 visitors from 37 states and 4 different countries. So when we collected the data, these were via the visitors who signed in on our sheets, and so they're really based on individual sign-ins. However, most of the visitors had multi-party they brought family members and friends with them. Okay. Some of the funds will be used for a new LED sign that will be located in front of the Chamber on SR 20. So this would be used for driving not only, this is a LED sign that would be seen from both sides, used for driving not only tourism, but also economic development in our community, such as promoting Oak Harbor City events, membership promotions, so especially for those who don't have exposure on SR 20. And it also has a unique feature for public safety function, which it will allow us to tie to the Amber Alert system. As you can see, the statistics that we were able to gather, almost 21,000 vehicles per day drive on SR20 in front of our building, 630,000 vehicles per month, and that is a whopping 7,659,000 vehicles per year. A significant amount of exposure. This will be with a load factor of 1.5 people that are 18 years of age or older per vehicle. So that delivers almost 31,000 daily impressions to our visitor center itself. Let's see. Our marketing venues are self-explanatory. We use all different kind of marketing venues, including our local news times. We use Pandora. We've gone to the Seattle Seahawks, the Mariners. We've obviously social media, Whidbey SeaTac Shuttle, and all of these have greater exposure than 50 miles from Whidbey Island and Oak Harbor specifically. All right, our social media performance. As you can see, our social media is performing, and it's performing well. This is a tool that we use as part of our marketing strategy and investment. We've seen a great return on our influencer campaigns as well. We use social media strategically, and it has given us a great ROI. AudioGo is another venue that we use. This is a medium that we use for streaming for example, Pandora and Spotify. We put our advertising, again, is strategically placed. We can target specific demographics and specific geographical areas when we are looking to promote certain events in our community. This also allows very thoughtful campaigns. So you can see it's fairly significant. All right, Holland Happening. Holland Happening. This is an exciting partnership. In 2026, we will be moving the Holland Happening back to its traditional date of the last weekend in April. We will be holding the event in conjunction with the Whidbey Island Marathon. This combined event will expand our vendor exposure, boost overnight stays, and enhance visitor engagement. The runners will be able to bring their families and friends, and it will then encourage them to not only stay locally, but see what our community can offer them. So it's promoting economic growth, and we're happy to have our Holland Happening back. Culture Festival visitor data. So this is a recap of the Culture Festival. This information was provided by Datify, which was courtesy of our Embrace Whidbey Islands. Here's a recap of what we're seeing. Essentially, visits were up and spending was up. There were 9,335 visitors to Oak Harbor during this weekend, a 12.6% increase over the following weekend. The average spending was nearly 86%, and the total spending was more than 30% higher. Independence Day celebration. For 2026, due to the tariffs and the nation's 250th anniversary, the cost of our fireworks is expected to increase by 20 to 25% in 2026. In light of the price increase and to put on a show worthy of our 250th anniversary, we are budgeting $40,000 for the 2026 show. This year's show was $25,000. There's a significant difference. So next year, in 2026, this event that we had this year was the first year that it was done at the Windjammer Park since the park was redone. It was truly a resounding success. With our Datify statistics, 23,000 people visited in Oak Harbor. Now, we'd love to claim all those people, so we'll just claim a portion of them. But we'll take credit for all of it. No, truly, it was a combined effort with the city of Oak Harbor. And as you can see, our statistics, there were over 22,000 visitors recorded over the 4th of July weekend. This was an 84% increase over the previous weekend. The average spending was up by 88%, and the total spending was up over 34%. This event provides a significant economic boost to the community. Lots of heads and beds. So we're super excited this year. For the 2026, we've come up with a new campaign, the Holiday Trail of Lights. Numerous communities across the country host some form of Holiday Trail of Lights as a way to boost community spirit and bolster our economic growth during the shoulder season. The following slides will represent just a few of those communities. This would be the first of its kind here, and the intent is for this Holiday Trail of Lights to grow year over year as we expand our funding. So here's some examples of other locations. Branson, Missouri, we're hoping to attract a lot of folks from out of town. Lakeway, Texas, Virginia. Let's see. And then I definitely want to have the abominable snowman here. So with that, in closing, our LTAC funds make local events and economic growth opportunities possible. The Chamber remains committed to showcasing Oak Harbor and supporting our local business community, as well as our community members. We have gratitude for our continued partnerships and for your support in 2026. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Imagination Cove Marketing Second Anniversary Celebration and Imagination Cove Traveling Exhibits, 2 separate grant applications. Do you have them, is it one presentation or 2? One? Okay. We'll go ahead and get that. Because it's 2 separate, we'll do 10 because it's 2 separate applications. All right, you have the floor.
I'm not tall. Hi, my name is Jalen.
Hi everyone, I'm Mala, and we are with the Imagination Cove Children's Museum here in Oak Harbor.
Okay, so for those of us who are not familiar with us, we have a 7,500 square foot building off Pioneer Way, and we thrive by knowing that we have a fully accessible building that literally is hands-on play everywhere you look. I spent 12 years in a wheelchair, and I could get in and out of every exhibit and the ball pit on my own. So that's our little yay for Oak Harbor.
So what we'd like to bring to town is some of the popular trending travel exhibits. So if you look at some of the larger museums out there, they have these Gabby, Blippi, all of the fun things that children love and families like to, share with their kids to have that learning experience. So we would like to bring traveling exhibits to Oak Harbor, and we'd also like to further pursue our marketing campaign in targeting local, regional media, paper. We'd like to put it out on the ferries and just attract visitors into town as Oak Harbor having a family-friendly place to play and stay.
We combined those. Okay, so since we've opened 4th of July last year, we have had 23,541 guests. Those are visitors from 29 states, and I just got my number. We have about 6,000 of those were overnight stays from people who were not here and not visiting family. They just were looking for things to do, and they found us in addition to all of the other wonderful things in Oak Harbor.
In Google, just type in Google things to do with children, and we popped right up, and we asked them directly, how'd you find us? So that's working. All right, so we have for our marketing strategy, we want some digital marketing, including videos, print marketing. We want to do partnerships and collaborations, offering play and stay packages with our local restaurants and small businesses, maybe a little discount to go eat. While the families are in town, they are eating, they're playing, they are putting gas, they are shopping, getting gifts. So this is part of our marketing plan.
Okay, so we want to launch a stay and play initiative. I just talked about, we want to get involved with the hotels. Right now, we're pretty, worked well with the campgrounds, and so we have all of our flyers there. But we want to find people that want to come to Oak Harbor in the rainy season, because our busy season is in the winter. So we want to increase those visitors and then stimulate the local economy during their slower time, so that way everyone can benefit. We want to turn the day trips into weekend getaways. because Oak Harbor has a lot of things to do outside in the summer, and we want to show them we're a place to be in the winter too.
This is the traveling exhibit.
Okay, so for our traveling exhibit, we rushed through everything, so our slides are not there.
Guess we memorize our slides first.
Okay, so with traveling exhibits, like she was talking about, there are lots of varieties. They can start out at $20,000 for 3 months, and we have seen some we thought were $120,000, and they're really $260 for 3 months. So we originally applied for $60,000 to go toward that because we were looking for like a mid $35,000-ish exhibit, and our goal is to have something in the winter months. We were thinking about having our anniversary celebration in July and then having that launch our promotion for our wonderful winter.
These exhibits are showcased for a certain time frame, so it does show that demand to say, hey, this is only in town for 3 months, we want to go check it out. So it does have that time demand as well, which brings more attention.
And one of the benefits of having a traveling exhibit is we get put on the Find Us Now maps. So when you're looking at Gabby Dollhouse with the movie that just came out, you're going to see that our Children's Museum has the exhibit during this time next year. Or Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, you can do Barbie. There's so many different options for the wonderful ways to learn.
So we would really like to put Oak Harbor on the map as a family-friendly destination that offers indoor-outdoor activities throughout the year. We have so many plans. We want to turn our museum into a haunted house for Halloween. We want to showcase winter exhibits. We have a lot that we'd like to play with and offer throughout the entire year and just bring families to town. So thank you so much. And anything you want to add, Shaylin?
That's it. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Let's see here. Next we have Island County Motorcycle Club Annual Concert.
Hello. Over the years, everybody has seen that anytime that you have a well-promoted motorcycle event, it draws in tens of thousands of people. I would like to propose a motorcycle rodeo with live music and with enough, funding to get out on the radio stations, both rock, country, and R&B, try to bring in all of the diversities of the motorcycle communities to the island. This would be an open event, free to everybody, with the goal of raising money for a Make-A-Wish child. The way that we'll raise the money for the Make-A-Wish child, we're going to have biker games, and they'll have to pay to become part of the game. There will be trophies and stuff, for the grand prize winners and stuff like that. So we figured that we'll make this like the Oyster Run very quickly, and I'm hoping that I can get the support from the community, because on a 3-day event, we will have a lot of businesses getting money. Hotels will be crammed. We'll have food vendors at the Windjammer Park. We'll have arts and craft vendors at the Windjammer Park, so that everybody can show off their creativity, because there is a lot of creativity on this island, and we would like to be able to showcase it. I'm really not all that prepared. I'm not used to speaking in front of a large crowd. So with all that being said, I'm really hoping that, we can show just how much fun a motorcycle rodeo can be, and just how many, diversities and everything will be represented in there. And we're hoping to be able to raise at least $10,000 for the Make-A-Wish program, which we do a motorcycle giveaway every year. And this last oyster run, we were able to raise $6,000 for the Make-A-Wish program. I'd like to be able to put that spotlight solely on Whidbey Island, which I know that there is plenty of generosity on this island to make this all happen. With that, I hope I get your support. I'm done.
All right, thank you. Next up, we have Island County Master Gardeners Foundation Whidbey Gardening Workshop.
Hey, good morning. I'm Barb Favreau, representing the Island County Master Gardeners Foundation and our Whidbey Gardening Workshop. And in the 2026 workshop, our theme is Celebrate the Promises of Spring. So who cannot like that? If you haven't had the opportunity to attend a workshop, the workshop is more like a one-day conference. So we start out with a keynote address. We have 40 very informative classes, demonstrations. We have a marketplace that has local vendors selling gardening-related items. We sponsor nonprofit booths. So we get it's a way to really engage the whole community and get information out to the community about gardening and some of the environmental issues that we're facing. In 2026 will be our 37th year. And I'd like to say that over those 37 years, we have attracted people from all over Western Washington, all the way down from Vancouver, Washington, up to the Canadian border. And occasionally we actually get some Canadians coming to the event. We also get attendees from the Olympic Peninsula and the San Juan Islands. And although they're not 50 miles away as the crow flies, many of the attendees from the Olympic Peninsula and San Juans will come and spend the night or two in Oak Harbor just to avoid the more early morning ferry trips. And I'm also very happy to say that in 2025, the workshop was the recipient of the International Master Gardeners David Gibby Award for Community Service Excellence. So that was a great honor for us. So the gardening workshop, it is the major fundraiser for Island County Master Gardener Foundation, and the foundation then reinvests those funds back into the community through our volunteer activities. And our mission is to really to educate the community about science-based gardening practices and promote sustainable gardening throughout Island County. We are requesting $4,900 this year to offset the cost of the workshop's advertising and the rental of Oak Harbor High School, where we've had the workshop for the last, I think this will be our 14th or 15th year going forward. So how do we use those funds? We do a lot of educating through our community outreach. So we educate the public about horticulture and environmental issues and stewardship. We educate people of all ages about the benefits of growing their own food. We donate food grown by master gardeners in some of our community gardens back to local food banks. We conduct plant clinics, many plant clinics, to answer gardening questions. We have a demonstration garden at Greenbank Farms where we can demonstrate gardening techniques and practices. And we support our local WSU Extension office. We train new master gardeners and we provide college scholarships. And the workshop could not be put on without the immense help from our many, many volunteers, all very happy. You can see they're all happy. Yeah, so it's a great time. It's a lot of work, but it's always very rewarding. So thank you for your time today.
Thank you. Next, we have Muirkirk Gardens, strategic planning for Muirkirk's future.
Hi, I'm Marie McClung. I'm the president of the board at Muirkirk Gardens. And no slides this morning. I'm so impressed with the presentations this morning from everyone who has presented. We are asking for single-year funding to help support us with our media reach, which is all to the 50 miles past the island. What I heard this morning from all of you is how many opportunities there will be to partnership with you to get some advertising from the Blue Fox Inn and for our events, and to help bring people to Oak Harbor, because when people come to the island, they need places to visit, more than one place. And so if we can get them from the south end coming across that ferry to Muirkirk for the day, and we can get them to Oak Harbor for the night and the activities that you have going on, I think partnerships is the way that we can most benefit each other. We have depended on funds from the LTAC grant for many years, and we have appreciated your support over these years. Each year we try to get a little bit more sophisticated with our marketing so that we can target better and so that we can make our partnerships stronger with the Oak Harbor area. And I want to thank you for the years of support that you've given us. And again, kudos to everyone who's presented this morning. It's truly impressive to see the growth and what's happened with these grants over the last few years, and it's because LTAC has provided the money to do that. Oak Harbor has done that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next, we have a back-to-back with Oak Harbor Main Street for Oktoberfest, and then for event promotion and visitor info. It's two separate grant applications, and I think do we have Cheryl online to present that?
Yes, I'm here.
Ooh, we can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, that's lovely. Good. I'm down in Gig Harbor right now attending the Places Conference, which is really cool for all you people that want to be involved in
Cheryl, do you have the ability to see the timer on your screen? If not, I can kind of give you okay, I'll give you like a 30-second when we get to there. So you go ahead and take it away, all right?
Okay, I'm going to do our 3-year request first. And so our whole existence, Oak Harbor Main Street, is to create a vibrant historic downtown to attract tourists for the whole year. And how we do that, Main Street is structured to address all of the different focuses to be successful in that. And the 4 points are we do promotions, which is we have 27 events that we produce, and that's most of them are in the shoulder season. We also, our design committee works with the city and other people collaborating to achieve the different things like downtown lighting, the pop-up plaza, which is the little stage, the mural, and Serendipity Lane, and facade grants as well. So like building updates, we give grants to the building owners downtown. We also have our outreach committee, which is fundraising, collaborating, and volunteering. And then we have our economic vitality, which we have a few things that have come out of there, but the biggest one is the incubator stores, which we've hosted 3 businesses now, and one of them has a brick and mortar already, and that's Wild Aphelias, if you know that. So this grant is mainly for operations. We have an ADA accessible restroom that's for public use down there, since the next nearest bathroom is down in Flintstone Park. And even though it's just a little short jaunt, a lot of people that visit us down there feel like that is just a little bit too far, even though it's really not. But we offer ours as a public restroom. We also have a visitor information hub that lots of people come in and they're able to look at the things that are you can find downtown and all over the island even. So the other part of our the 3-year grant is for promotions and marketing, and that's for print advertising for all of our events and just coming to visit downtown. We want to do a billboard, like 2 billboards, one on I-5 and one on 20, just to get the further outreach. Social media, website updates, community calendar, and digital marketing. We also do a walking map, and we do event t-shirts as well. That's, kind of like an ongoing advertisement throughout the year for the next event. Our overnight stays, so offering a safe and beautiful location with wonderful shops and restaurants is a plus. The public restroom encourages people to linger longer downtown and in the city of Oak Harbor as a whole. Publicizing our variety of events and other groups' events encourages tourism. So that's what we do to encourage overnight stays in Oak Harbor. The economic benefits, so business revitalization and business growth help build the economic base downtown. If we don't have a good economic vitality downtown, we're not going to have a place to host events. So creating a downtown as a lively community hub encourages both local and visitors to spend more time downtown. Supporting downtown businesses with marketing helps make them more successful. When businesses are successful, the sales tax revenue increases and helps the city. Events downtown help boost sales for restaurants and businesses. Preserving Oak Harbor's culture and historic identity, providing a unique experience for visitors. This increases tourism. And revitalizing downtown has a spillover on the economic growth for the city as a whole. So like that wonderful ripple effect. If you have a great, thriving, historic downtown, the whole city benefits from it.
30 seconds on this one.
30 seconds? Okay. So, I'll address the Reliance. So we are really trying to get out more into the community to get more visibility and more buy-in. So we're hoping that we would become less reliant on LTAC funds. Oh, you know what? I can see the timer. Thanks. Sorry about that. So that concludes for the 1 3-year grant.
Okay, give us just a sec to restart the 5-minute timer and
Okay.
we'll do your Oktoberfest there.
Okay.
You ready?
Okay.
All right,
Yes, I'm ready. So Oktoberfest, we did have for a few years, Main Street did put on an Oktoberfest. That was before COVID. Well, we want to revive it, and we're going to rename it Oktoberfest, like as in the Gary Oaks. And so this will be done at the last weekend in September. This will be the 4th one for downtown. And Oktoberfests are big parties, and people, like just the name of it, it brings people. They're thinking, because they have this certain expectation. Well, we want to fulfill that expectation for these people, so we do get more people down here, down to the historic downtown, and just have a big old party, bringing people downtown. And this, of course, is much further than just our residents. We're hoping to market it, or we will be marketing it 50 miles out, along with local, of course. This will also be a 2-day event, which encourages overnight stays and longer stays down in Oak Harbor. Just looking through my notes. Marketing will begin in April and conclude, actually, it won't conclude until October because we want to create that FOMO for next year, right? We don't want anybody to miss out again if they missed out in 2026. So it's going to continue on promoting it. And the amount that I'm asking for will help with the infrastructure stuff. It's like the big old canopies and the fencing and the beer trailer and such. We're hoping to get sponsors that will help with the budget, and it will also be a ticketed event. And this, we will have local beer, adult craft businesses be at the Oktoberfest, along with micro business, artisan vendors, and trying to get some good German food there too. We haven't worked out all the kinks or all the details of it, but it's going to be exciting. So we're committed to building a long-term sustainability. Future developments of sponsorship programs, partnerships, and other funding sources will help us not be as reliant on the LTAC for future years. That's all I have.
All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next up, we have.
Thank you all.
Thanks, Cheryl. We have Oak Harbor Music Festival.
Good morning, everybody. Do I have it? Sure, let me just say hi real quick. And my name is Cynthia Mason, and I have the privilege of being the president of the Oak Harbor Music Festival. I brought in big guns today. Larry's sitting in the audience with me, Larry Mason, who, along with Margaret, was a founding member of this great event, who just completed its 14th year. So I like having a show, I'd like to show a video that was run on all of the Washington State ferries for us. And this is the 30-second one, I think, Mindy, or is it longer? Okay, let's do it. A picture says 1,000 words. Okay. Thank you. So this year is the first year we're throwing our hat in the ring for the 3-year ask. We're asking for $50,000 a year from the city. We have such a great relationship with staff and mayor and his team every year supporting this great event and buy-in from the community. We couldn't do it without you. So we'd like to kind of secure funds going forward. It's a little early for us to throw stats at you. We rely on SurveyMonkey and Datafy. I didn't get the Datafy information for this year, so your packets include information from last year. We're kind of just coming out of 2025 event, to tell you the truth. But the surveys still show that 45% of our visitors travel from outside our zip code, and of those, 79% come specifically for this event. And in quick surveys with our hotels, they always tell us they're sold out, so I'd like to think it's because of us. But thank you for your consideration and time, and we're really proud to continue to volunteer to bring this great world-class event to Oak Harbor and put us on the map. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Oak Harbor Yacht Club with Hydros for Heroes.
Good morning. So it's a little bit of a mixture at this point, but I'm Craig McKenzie with the Craig McKenzie Team Foundation and Hydros for Heroes. As some of you may know, that this year we had to cancel the race due to a number of reasons, some personal, some administratively. But we have been, especially since the kind of public outcry that we heard and saw on Facebook and all over the place, how much this community loves this event and wants to see it continue. We have been in talks and in search to find the right partner that would be able to take what we have spent 9 years building and be able to carry this event on in a great way like we've worked so hard to make. So right now it looks like the Oak Harbor Yacht Club is that entity. We've got J.J. Jones here and Ken Canizaro from the Yacht Club that we've been in talks with, and we'll be handing the reins over to them to help them take this event and run with it in the same great way and hopefully even better because they have a lot more people to actually put on the event, which was part of the struggle this last year for us. I'm just going to kind of look at some of my notes. I don't have a beautiful presentation, which is also part of the reason why we're not able to continue this event because we're just tapped out. So, obviously the Hydros for Heroes has brought thousands of people, 4,000 to 5,000 people every year. Fills up our marina, fills up our hotels. We partner with the marina with a lease there, and having the yacht club involved, being right next door to the bay, that in a boating community to put on an event that is obviously a boating event makes all the sense to do this, and obviously for LTAC purposes, putting aside the fact that our local residents love our event and the city seems to love it, it obviously satisfies what LTAC is all about. So, we market this event in a number of different ways. KISM Radio is one of the big ways that we market the event out of. They broadcast out of Bellingham, but it's here local as well. We do billboards, we do Facebook, we do websites, a lot of social media stuff, print material, Clam Digger and Anacortes, and some of the other areas. We've done Sunset Magazine, and of course we partner with a lot of local businesses. Part of the way that we've been able to put this event on and have it be free for the community, so everybody could come and be a part of this event, and it would also allow people from out of area to come and not have to pay for the event and be able to support our businesses and our hotels and such, is to partner with the local businesses. So that's one of the ways that we continue to try to not have to ask. Our budget's almost $78,000 to put on the event. It's about a 2.5 day event. And we're obviously not asking for anywhere near that amount from LTAC, which makes it important to get the local businesses, and with the economy the way it's been a struggle because folks are struggling. That's obviously something that's going to be needing to happen this year, and the community is going to need to step up. And again, the yacht club's got a lot of bodies, so that helps because volunteerism seems to be harder and harder these days too. So that's just been part of our struggle here at the end. We partner with the Navy, the local businesses, the marina, the American, the Pacific Northwest Boat Racing Association, as well as, the APBA to put on this event. It's looking like it will be in August this year for 2026. It's all about our tides, obviously. So, we will be picking that date with the club in January, which is when they have their national meeting and set their schedule. And then we use the money to support our local hero children, youth, college scholarships, et cetera. So I see my time's up, so I will just wrap it up that, the money we're asking, we feel is entirely necessary to be able to set up the yacht club to take this race and be successful and keep it going here in Oak Harbor. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Next up, we have PBY Memorial Foundation, Pacific Northwest Naval Air Museum.
Morning, everybody. My name is Barry Meldrum. I'm the Executive Director of the Pacific Northwest Naval Air Museum. Today, I'd like to share how the museum continues to contribute to our visitor economy and outline the key priorities in our lodging tax requests for this year. With our new museum building finally open, we've entered a new and exciting chapter. The expanded facility gives us the ability to host larger exhibits, accommodate more guests, and deliver a more engaging visitor experience than ever before. We're already seeing increased attendance, and we expect that trend to continue. Visitors are coming not just from the region, but from across Washington State, Canada, and throughout the U.S. The museum's focus on naval aviation history is unique, particularly with the legacy of Naval Air Station Whidbey Island. The Pacific Northwest Naval Air Museum is a proven draw for out-of-town visitors. These guests aren't just passing through, they're staying in Oak Harbor hotels, dining locally, shopping, and extending their stays to explore more on Whidbey. Our programming creates reasons to visit Oak Harbor year-round, not just in peak summer months. In addition to essential operational support, so our museum is now a $5 million debt, our 2026 LTAC request focuses on several new initiatives designed to attract and retain overnight visitors, particularly in the shoulder seasons. Number one, in collaboration with Washington State Filmworks, we are looking to create a special temporary exhibit on Top Gun. Scheduled to launch during the 2026 off-season, this new exhibit will explore the connection between the Top Gun films and real-life naval aviators who trained in the Pacific Northwest. With its pop culture appeal and authentic historical context, this exhibit is expected to attract a wide range of visitors from military families, veterans, aviation buff, movie fans, and I'm sure lots of people in this room. Number two, we're looking at a heritage tour for September of 2026. So this full-day guided tour will offer a curated exploration of sites and attractions in Oak Harbor and across Whidbey Island. What makes this initiative unique is our transportation plan. Buses will pick up and drop off from Burlington and Mount Vernon and the Skagit area, literally driving folks to the area. We have already received enthusiastic responses from Burlington Chamber of Commerce and working with other museums, Island County Historical. Our third marketing and broadcasting opportunity will partner with Cascade PBS. We're exploring opportunities with Cascade PBS to feature the museum in short segments on popular programs such as Mossbacks Northwest and Northwest Explorer. These shorts would highlight Oak Harbor's role in naval aviation history and heritage and promote the museum as a destination worth traveling for. This kind of exposure reaches a targeted, travel-minded audience and definitely supports our goal of bringing new visitors to the area. Can't read my writing. So thank you very much for considering our request. We look forward to continuing our partnership with Oak Harbor. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have, I apologize if I met, thank you, sorry. Razas Unitas D Fiesta Festival. And please correct me.
Hola. Good morning. My name is Veronica Rubio Litvachuk. I'm the treasurer for Razas Unidas. I would like to first thank the LTAC committee for the opportunity to present today and answer any questions or just expand on what we're doing here. This is Maria, our president. Yes. Our nonprofit organization is dedicated to creating meaningful opportunities for cultural and historical immersion. Through our signature event, Dia de Fiesta, we celebrate the rich diversity of Latin American heritage in a way that is inclusive, educational, and accessible. This free, family-friendly festival is designed to nurture a strong sense of community by bringing together people from different backgrounds to sharing music, dance, food, and storytelling rooted in Latin American traditions. Beyond its cultural significance, Dia de Fiesta contributes to generative tourism by fostering lasting connections between visitors of the city of Oak Harbor. Our event not only attracts local residents, but also draws attendees from neighboring regions who may be visiting the city for the first time. Many leave with a deeper appreciation for Latin American cultures and a newfound connection to Oak Harbor. We hope that the city, they also have expressed very much that the city of Oak Harbor feels welcoming to them. And we want to continue that, the view of our city as a vibrant destination. By combining cultural celebration with community engagement and local economic support, Dia de Fiesta delivers an experience that is both memorable and meaningful, making our city's cultural landscape and tourism efforts. I would like to add here that the city of Arlington does have a Hispanic Heritage Celebration in September, and that the closest festival in the area, aside from Seattle, is also Everett, but they did not host their Hispanic Festival this year because of the fears due of immigration enforcement activity. But we had major success here in the city of Oak Harbor. This past weekend, on Saturday, we hosted our third annual Dia de Fiesta, and we proudly witnessed the growth we had anticipated. The event continues to attract sponsors, vendors, and patrons from as far as Tacoma. Vendors have expressed their gratitude for the opportunity to show their culture through art, products, food, and clothing in a city that truly welcomes them. They share their excitement to return year after year. The event has shown remarkable year after year growth. Our Dia de Fiesta, the first one, was in 2023, and it welcomed about 800 people. In 2024, attendees nearly doubled to 1,500, and this year we saw a little over 2,500 people. To accommodate the increasing interest, we plan to expand the festival to a 2-day event next year, allowing us to better serve the growing audience and promote Oak Harbor to a wider regional community, advertising within a 50-plus mile radius. We also encourage vendors traveling from the mainland to stay overnight to further contribute to the local economy. Now, we have been, Telemundo actually reached out to us and wants to do a highlight for the event in 2026. The radio stations also around Tacoma, Seattle area also want to do a showcase on this event and for the city. With the LSAT committee support, we will be able to deliver what our visitors consistently request, the more authentic Latin American performances, such as Azteca dancers, folklorico groups, regional bands, and our returning mariachi ensemble. We also hope to include a wider variety of Latin American food vendors representing countries beyond Mexico, many of whom travel significant distances and require local lodging. This grant will allow us to enhance marketing efforts and secure the high quality and entertainment and vendors needed to make this expanded 2-day celebration an unforgettable cultural experience for all.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry. I also wanted to add that even a teacher from the south of the island, and I teach in the district, so this is a lovely opportunity to reach out to schools and bring their Spanish class for cultural experience. lots of great opportunities. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Now we have all of the applicants who have Whidbey at the beginning of their name. So for those that have Whidbey, either you got the advantage of seeing everybody else or you had to stick it out to the end. So we have Whidbey Golf Club Tournament Marketing.
Thank you. My name's John Jaragatellis. I am the president of Whidbey Golf Club. Before I talk about our application, I'm going to give just a brief background, kind of clarify some misconceptions about what Whidbey Golf Club is. I can't change the name, so we could go earlier in the brief. So we were established in 1961, and Whidbey Golf Club is a nonprofit organization. It's a social club, 501c7. That means all of our revenue goes to expenses or back reinvested into the club. And besides club and social events and golf events, we do support a large number of charities. We just did a fundraiser 2 weeks ago, a golf tournament for Young Life. We support the Oak Harbor Athletic Department with their fundraiser. And we actually hosted the Chambers fundraiser in August. Slide here. Okay, we've applied for specific event funding for advertising for tournaments. We have 13 tournaments a year that are open to the public. 4 of those are 2 to 3 day events, which require overnight stay. Right now we're using Cascade Golfer, Pacific Northwest Golfer Magazine, and Skagit Publishing to do our out-of-county advertising. Those are indeed print magazines, but they also have, of course, as everyone does now, large online and digital marketing. And they reach hundreds of thousands of people in the region to get people here. We have our own Facebook and Instagram advertising as well. I want to point out that all of the great events that we've heard about today are all well-deserving of money to make Oak Harbor a tourism destination. But we provide a recreation outside of these specific events. We provide a recreation, and it's one of the finest golf courses in the region with a great reputation. So in between, after, and before all the events you've heard about, Whidbey Golf Course hosts lots of people from outside of the 50-mile radius for just normal day-to-day golf. And I want to thank the committee for your consideration, and that's all I have.
All right, thank you. Next up, we have Whidbey Health Foundation with Tour de Whidbey.
Yes. Hi, I'm Rainey Simpson, Director of the Whidbey Health Foundation. We put on Tour de Whidbey every August, and it's a ride with purpose for our local healthcare system. And we want to thank the LTAC committee. You have provided us $4,250 over the last 3 years, and your investment fueled tourism and community health at the same time. What is Tour de Whidbey? For those of you that don't know, it's an annual cycling event, and it goes island-wide through all of our communities. It's organized by Whidbey Health Foundation, so all of the money goes back to our local healthcare system. It promotes tourism and raises funds for local healthcare. We have broad participation and wide outreach. Actually, this number is a little dated. It doesn't include the last 2 years, so now we're up to about 7,000 riders over the 24 years we've been hosting this. They come from 23 U.S. states and 87 towns and Canada. I will say, though, this last year, our Canada visitors decreased greatly, so we had to change our marketing to further east. Many travel long distances and stay between 1 to 3 nights. We drive tourism to Oak Harbor in a number of ways. The ride goes right through Oak Harbor and north and south. Some loop back through, depending on the route the rider chooses. Those riders stay in local hotels, they dine in our restaurants, and shop in town. We try to encourage local business engagement and make sure that tourists look at the different options they have island-wide by including a swag bag. So local businesses can put a coupon in there, which we put on at our cost. But that encourages people to shop while they're here, dine out in the local restaurants, and we've got a lot of great feedback from local businesses on that. Additionally, we highlight all of the businesses who help us out, whether that be through volunteerism, some are sponsors, and we do that on our social media pages. How your support helps. We use it for strategic marketing, which has become increasingly more important as our Canadian visitors has strikingly gone down within this last year. So we've had to change our marketing. We're reaching out to national bike clubs. We're doing digital ads in different regions and print marketing and event merchandise. One of the things you'll see a lot is the Tour de Whidbey riders have a very special jersey that they wear, and it includes our local sponsors on it and also highlights our natural resources on the island. People collect those, so that's kind of fun. Results that matter. Tour de Whidbey 2025 raised $67,000, actually over, for Whidbey Health. It increased tourism and strengthened our local economy. This last year we had 455 attendees. That's a little down from the year before. 332 of those came from off-island. 57% of riders spent 1 to 3 nights on Whidbey in overnight accommodations. Thank you for supporting a ride with purpose that helps out our local healthcare system.
Thank you. Next up, we have Whidbey Playhouse 2026 to 2028 Performance Season Marketing.
I'd like LTAC funds for new chairs for this room. I'm kidding. My back's killing
We'd like them up here too. Some of the springs in these chairs here.
Good morning, members of the Lodging Tax Advisory Committee. My name is Nikki Tesh. I'm a school board director for Oak Harbor School District, but more importantly, I'm a mama, and right now I'm a proud theater mama. So I'm here as a volunteer for the Whidbey Playhouse, representing their community theater 501c3 nonprofit. They've been entertaining and enriching Oak Harbor for the past 60 years. Each season, the theater brings people together not only from Whidbey Island, but all over the region to laugh and cry and connect through live performance. We're proud to be one of the few dedicated performing art venues in North Whidbey, and we see ourselves in both a cultural cornerstone and a tourism driver for the community. I'm going to bounce forward on the presentation because you guys know all of this stuff about us. One more. Oh, I guess not. For 2025, we're requesting $20,000 in LTAC funds to support marketing and outreach for our 2025 performance season. This includes major productions like Annie in February and The Sound of Music back in June. Shows that already have name recognition and draw audiences from across the Puget Sound region and hopefully Canada and other communities to bring all of those wonderful people to our beautiful community. The marketing strategy focuses on tourism promotion beyond the 50-mile radius, targeting counties such as Skagit and Snohomish, King, Pierce, and out of state. We use a mix of digital ads, printed promotions, email, SMS outreach, and collaborative cross-promotions with other island organizations to invite visitors to make a weekend of it in Oak Harbor. In 2025, we anticipate 10,000 attendees across our season with about 75 performances throughout the year. And if you've been to the Playhouse, there's not very many empty seats in that theater. Even half of those patrons dine out before and after a show, potentially an added $100,000 in added revenue for local restaurants and small businesses, not to mention lodging and retail spending for our off-island visitors. Many of our audience members already stay the overnight to go to the Friday and Saturday performances or come early for Sunday matinees, often combining their theater experience with a weekend getaway and increasing our marketing reach. We're not just selling tickets, we're helping fill restaurants, put those heads in beds, and get people at the shop fronts in our community in Oak Harbor. Our productions primarily run October through May, directly supporting tourism in the shoulder season. This includes things like Annie in February, Plaza Suite in April, and our fall and holiday productions later in the year. ensuring that there's always something happening in Oak Harbor and always something to do, especially indoors in the shoulder season because it's not so chilly outside. Supporting the Playhouse isn't just an investment in the arts and in the vitality of our city. Theater brings people together. It supports local jobs and strengthens the social and economic fabric of our community. The Playhouse is volunteer-driven, as seen here today. But it really is community-based. It's self-sustaining. But we do rely a little bit on that LTAC support to be able to have that marketing reach to the outside community. So it's a welcome addition to the Playhouse. We would like to gain that momentum, especially post-pandemic, because that kind of slowed all of our businesses and all of our events down post-pandemic. In closing, the Whidbey Playhouse is more than just a theater and an experience. It's a gathering place, a place for our kids to thrive on stage, to grow confidence, for social, emotional health and well-being. But with your continued partnership through LTAC funding, we can bring more visitors, boost local businesses, and keep the arts thriving in Whidbey Island. Thank you for your time and your service and your support of local tourism and community culture. We appreciate you.
Thank you. And coming up, our final presentation, the Whidbey Ren Fair.
I feel like it was very tricksy to put the mayor standing right next to us. My name is Ariel Morgan. I'm the president and founder of Whidbey Ren Fair. Today I have with me Jerry Terry, who is my vice president. We're currently entering what will be our third year of operation. We began as a 501c3 in 2023. Let me get into my slides before I get off course here. So this is a picture from this last season. We're doing really, really well in our growth, so much so that it's becoming an issue. The reason that we're requesting funding from LTAC is because we are currently limited in our ability to continue growing without some further support. Let me explain. This is our board. As I said, I'm Ariel. Jerry and Ted is sadly not with us today. He lives off island. So this is our projected attendance growth, broadcasting what we have already seen from 2024, which was our first year hosting the Renaissance Fair, and then this last year, 2025, over Memorial Day weekend. These numbers are both conservative and showing the high end of what we may be seeing. As many of you know, since you're all city officials, this kind of growth is not easily supported by our island's infrastructure. And the nature of our events is very temporary right now. We only have a 2-day festival, whereas other Renaissance festivals in Washington and all over the nation really are able to have festivals that go weekend after weekend throughout the season. From the information found on Datify, we were able to put together a couple of visuals for you guys to see. We had over 300,000 visitors to Oak Harbor in, I apologize, in Oak Harbor over the May month. We saw that over 20% of those were from out of state, and many of them were Washington state residents. Visitors from over 40 miles away was just under 20% of those who came. We had an average spend per trip of $112.31, and most of those folks were also staying at least 1.6 days since it's a 2-day festival. These are our event expenses, both last year and next year's projections. The venue is the biggest issue for us this year. We have continued to grow, which means that we continue to be charged higher amounts due to the success that we have, but also obtaining more land. This is, again, a good problem to have. However, the expenses are quickly outpacing our ability to keep up without raising our prices significantly, which is something we don't want to do. So the funding impact of the grant funding, if we were awarded the full amount, would be equivalent to 16.9% of what we need to cover the full event's cost. The cost of the venue in the first year was only $4,000, and then the next year was $6,000, and now it's a lot more. So we would love to be able to continue offering this event, but we can't do it if we don't have a permanent location, which leads me to our almost final slide. We would love to build a medieval-inspired village on Whidbey Island. This is something that we've been talking about for, well, the last year and a half, and it would enable us to really support the entire of the island through shoulder season, as we would seek to expand our operations throughout the year, offering an experience that's similar to, say, Pioneer Farms in Tacoma, well, it's in Eatonville, or Fort Nisqually in Tacoma. These are living history museums, and they offer field trip opportunities and scholarship opportunities for kids. This is something that we would love to tap into, and the LTAC funding would be a huge step forward for us to be able to work toward that greater goal of having a permanent venue with which to bring these people to Whidbey Island. So in closing, an event that brings in 11.5 thousand this last year is not having trouble bringing in more people. We need to make space for them. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And I don't think we've missed anybody, so that concludes our presentations. If the committee is okay with it, our next meeting is okay if we have Wendy send out a Survey Monkey and do it that way, because we do have 2 members that are not here. I want to make sure that we have everyone here as possible. So the grading sheets, if you get them to Wendy by, you said the 17th? By next Friday, the 17th. If you are a receiver, that is someone who represents one of the organizations obtaining the grants. Don't score your own. In fairness, we're going to not allow that. And I think that concludes it. So with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I so move that we adjourn.
Sure, all in favor.
All in favor, okay.
Thank you, committee. Thank you.